Alright, you and I are jumping into the story of Lin Yan, who just got ice-guyed into another world. He is totally lost and has zero clue what is going on. Out of nowhere, his bodyguard reaches out and says, "Young master, do not worry. Let us go home," but the second Lin Yan grabs his hand, his cheat system suddenly activates. It says, "Welcome to the grab-it-all system. Just touch someone, hold on, and you copy every single one of their skills." Sundali is like, "Young master, what are you doing? You are holding my hand way too tight." Lin Yan snaps back, "Do not move." Right after, the system dings to say he successfully copied his abilities. Creeped out by his weird face, Sundali freaks out and runs off screaming, "My honor is ruined, that man took my dignity." Lin Yan is hyped, thinking, "My power shot up so fast, I only held his hand for a second and got his skills. This world is awesome, time to put this system to the test." Sundali mentioned a nearby bar with a girl who can talk to animals, so Lin Yan decides to go find her. Watch closely here. Lin Yan rolls up to the bar. A servant asks what he needs, so he tosses him some cash and demands to meet the animal translator. The owner tells him, "Please wait 5 minutes, she will be out in a second." Sundali is shaking, warning him, "Young master, if you value your life even a little bit, do not go inside. You are engaged. If your fiancé's sister catches you here, she is going to snap your legs in half." Soon the animal translator girl shows up. Her name is Hitten and she says, "I heard the young master was looking for me." Lin Yan points at a bird and asks what it is saying. Hitten smiles, replying, "It says the young master is super handsome. It has never seen anyone as good looking as you." Lin Yan thinks, okay, she can definitely talk to animals. Seeing him stare, Hitten asks, "Young master, why are you looking at me like that? Is there something on my face?" Suddenly Lin Yan grabs her hand, muttering, "Just a little longer, it is 98% copied." Suddenly someone kicks the door open, slamming Lin Yan to the floor. Letting go at 99%, the copy fails, that is rough. Furious, Lin Yan yells, "What idiot dared to interrupt me?" Turns out it is his terrifying future sister-in-law. She coldly tells him to follow her. Honestly, you and I can see she is thinking, "Is this loser really my future brother-in-law? He is not worthy of my sister at all." Lin Yan yells back, "Who even are you? Why should I listen?" He complains internally that it felt like copying a file, only for someone to pull the plug at 99%. His sister-in-law kicks him again, telling him to stop acting. Lin Yan screams, "Sundali, help, save me from this crazy lady." She chops his neck, knocking him out cold, and mutters, "If you were not marrying my sister, I would break you today." Later, Lin Yan wakes up back home with Sundali shaking him and yelling, "Young master, please wake up." Sitting up, he feels a sharp pain in his backside from where his brutal sister-in-law kicked him earlier. He groans, "Sundali, how did I even get back?" Sundali replies, "Well, the young miss carried you home on her shoulder. You also have a ton of bruises from the beating." Lin Yan yells, "You're my bodyguard. You just stood there and watched her beat me." Sundali replies, "I cannot fight her, young master. She has heavenly level skills and she is your future family, I cannot touch her." Lin Yan asks, "Wait, what marriage? Who is this girl?" Sundali sighs, "Young master, have you seriously forgotten everything? You are engaged to Julisha, the second daughter of the Jew family. It was arranged when you were both kids." Sundali secretly worries that the falling meteor made his master go totally insane. He explains, "A huge meteor struck our house 2 nights ago. After that, you sat outside for 3 hours, completely silent, acting incredibly weird. When you woke up, you attacked me, did not recognize me, and wandered the city acting wild. Now everyone says you went crazy." Lin Yan thinks, "Back in my old life, I was a total playboy. Now I am trapped in an arranged marriage. No way, I have to get out of this somehow." Suddenly, he notices magic glowing in his palm and asks, "So it was Julisha's sister who brought me back?" Sundali nods, "Yes." Lin Yan thinks to himself with pure excitement, "I only wanted to learn 20 different animal languages, but I got a top-tier technique from her family instead. This means I do not need to hold hands to copy skills anymore. Any basic physical contact is enough." He asks, "If I want to train this magic, where do I go?" Sundali says, "Are you talking about the martial academy? But young master, you have never awakened any magic power and you are already too old to get in." He thinks, "I must sneak into that academy and steal every talent. Trust me, you and I are about to watch him run this world." Alright, let's see how our boy plans to rizz up some ladies as Linen heads right back to visit Hitten. She spills the tea about her family abandoning her and Linen acts all sweet, pretending to feel bad. Hitten sighs, saying she is completely stuck here and will probably have to stay in this place forever. Linen drops some deep wisdom, telling her looks do not matter as much as having a good heart. He says she is super kind, which totally melts her, but right when his skill copy hits 100%. He immediately dips, hit and yells after him, saying he is totally right. She promises to turn her life around, thinking to herself how this guy is completely different from other sketchy clients. He paid the cover charge but did not touch her, choosing to inspire her instead of taking advantage. As Lin Yan walks off, a nearby bird chirps to roast him, calling him useless, making Lin Yan turn and glare. He threatens the bird, but as he strolls down the street, a weird feeling suddenly creeps up on him. Now watch closely, because Yuan is standing right in front of him, looking absolutely ready to murder someone. She slams him against the wall, yelling that she literally just beat him yesterday for causing trouble. Lin Yan stammers, pleading that he was not doing anything bad and actually came here for some major business. Julin scoffs at that, threatening to have her dad call off his engagement with her sister if he keeps acting up. Lin Yan's eyes totally light up, and he tells her that she should definitely do that today. Julin frowns, sensing his crazy new strength, and asks if he started training, but Linen tells her to stop deflecting. He says they need to cancel the wedding fast, which earns him a sudden slap right to the face. She asks who he thinks he is to reject her sister, while Linen prepares for another beating. But instead of taking the hit, he grabs her hand and secretly uses his ice technique to freeze her. Julin is totally shocked, asking if he awakened his powers, but Lin Yan stays quiet. She pulls away, warning him to train properly, and promises to break his legs if she ever catches him at that bar again. Lin Yan realizes this girl is absolutely psycho, casually smiling while making terrifying threats to his life. Julin walks off looking happy, leaving Linen confused about why she is glad he awakened his powers. Now let's check in on his parents, who just returned home as Sundali breaks the news to Linen. Knowing these are the original host's parents, he decides to play dumb and straight up asks who they are. His mom panics, thinking he lost his mind, while Sundali bows and apologizes for not protecting him. After hearing the whole wild story, his dad concludes that a meteor strike caused Linen to lose his memories. But hey, at least he awakened some god-tier abilities, and his safety is all that really matters. His mom hands him some soup, while his dad kindly says that being famous is not important. Staying safe is everything, which is why he hooked him up with a cozy job at one of the bureaus. The pay is decent enough to live well, and Lin Yan suddenly feels a warm family vibe he never had. Nobody ever cared for him like this in his past life, but he feels a bit guilty since they do not know their real son is already dead. His dad breaks his train of thought, bringing up that they need to discuss his upcoming marriage. His mom agrees they need to rethink things, since the power gap between their families is just too huge. Lin Yan instantly agrees, saying they are totally out of their league and should not even try to match them. He says canceling the engagement is for the best, secretly celebrating that he will not get beaten up by Juan daily. His dad laughs, loving his logic, and promises to find him a much better wife to marry very soon. His mom smiles, excited for grandbabies, which completely makes Linen panic. He says he is only 18, but his mom shrugs it off, leaving Linen to brainstorm his next power upgrade. He spots a maid struggling with a heavy bucket and decides to help her out. Thanks to his copied strength skill, lifting it is a breeze, but he immediately hides when Julin suddenly shows up at his estate. Wondering if she is here to yell at him, she instead drags him straight to the local martial arts academy. The academy dean is thrilled Linen awakened his powers, while Julin hands over a bribe and mentions their deal. The dean agrees, officially welcoming Linen as the newest student of their elite martial arts academy. And that's where we leave it, guys, with Linen officially under her thumb, so stick around for the next chapter. Alright, you and I are diving into an epic story where Linen finally enters Martial Academy, all thanks to Miss Xuan. As they stroll down the street right after, some local gossip girls start whispering, "Did you hear? That total loser from the Lin family actually awakened his powers and Miss Julin is training him. Must be the Zhu family's doing." Linen realizes what is up, so Julin brought him here for this. Maybe she wants him to call off the wedding later. Still, she did get him into the academy. Julin looks at him and says, "I am sorry for whatever I did before." Lin Yan just shrugs it off. "It is totally fine, I get it. Your sister has her pride, so she probably said no." But Julin shakes her head. Promises made by the Zhu family are absolute law. Once we say something, we absolutely stick to it. Linen is totally stunned. How is that even possible? He thinks to himself, I have read way too many web novels. Normally, the girl's family is super greedy and dumps the weak main character, but this setup is totally different. Julin keeps going, admitting his powers woke up late and look pretty weak, but hey, nobody can actually predict the future. The weakling of today might literally become an epic martial lord tomorrow. Linen blinks, wondering if she is hyping him up. Suddenly, Julin punches the wall, yelling that her sister has awakened 5 times already. If you want to stand next to her, you have got to grind hard. If I catch you slacking off, I will absolutely destroy you. Leon sighs, he totally knew this crazy training arc was coming. Now watch closely because 2 days later, his cheat system tells him that hoarding more skills makes him insanely stronger. But handling this crazy power means mastering elemental energy. Linen mutters about absorbing energy from the world around him. He has been practicing his ice moves for 2 days in this crazy heat, feeling like his brain is literally melting. But when he barely touches a kettle, it completely shatters. He did not even use any force. Then he lifts a massive table like it is nothing. Even though he trained ice, his physical strength leveled up too. Boosting one skill buffs everything else, that is totally broken. Just then Julin suddenly shows up. She demands he strip his clothes off right there. Linen panics, yelling that he is a good boy marrying her sister. Can you not spare me? Zero hesitation, Julin blasts him with her ice magic, dragging him into brutal physical training. After beating him up, she casually walks out, telling him training is done for today and she will be back tomorrow. Linen crawls out, his whole body aching, while Sundali grins like a total troublemaker. You feel that vibe too, right? Sundali calls him a legend for charming 2 sisters, asking if Julisha or Julin is his bride. Lin Yan slaps him, stop talking absolute nonsense. Sister Zhuan is literally just helping me train. Sundali insists that Sister Zhuan is treating him pretty well. Linen just rolls his eyes at him. Whenever trouble starts, you are the first to run. Sundali whines he cannot fight her, so Linen changes the subject. Tomorrow we are going to the King Yan Bureau. Sundali asks why, and he says they cannot live off free food forever. We are registering for actual jobs. The very next day they show up at the King Yan Bureau. Linen looks around, thinking this place seems super chill. His parents actually hooked him up with a sweet gig. Inside, a dramatic trial is going down. A crying father begs the court to save his dead daughter's honor. The rich suspect argues that he just hired and paid her, so her dying in his house has nothing to do with him. What does her death have to do with me? I treat everyone great, so clear my name. The girl's father screams that she was a good kid who got murdered resisting an assault, begging to clear her name. She does not deserve this shame. Whispers erupt that the suspect is Master Kinnis's son, a powerful noble. The corrupt judge will never side with a commoner. He announces they cannot prove if it was murder or suicide. Since there is absolutely zero evidence linking King Kong to her death, the case is officially closed. But then Lin Yan steps right up. The girl did not kill herself. If she hanged herself, her legs would be totally limp, but they are completely tense. Which means she was murdered first. Plus, in actual hanging cases, the tongue sticks out and the face goes purple. None of that happened here. The crowd gasps as the realization hits and the court head raises his hand. Silence. Due to these heavy suspicions, King Kong will be locked up for now. Court is adjourned. King Kong acts totally calm, claiming he has done nothing wrong and still believes that justice will win out. The girl's father bows deeply in tears to Lin Yan, thanking him for saving his daughter's honor. Linen stays humble, but you and I are about to watch King Kong get released and approach him with bad vibes. Alright, let's jump in. Lin Yan is shocked to see Chin Kong already out of jail after less than a day. The bully sneers, blaming Lin Yan for his 2 hours lockup and vows to break 2 of his ribs. Lin Yan calmly asks if he wants to throw hands, reminding him the academy bans fighting. The thug just smirks. He says they are outside school grounds, lunging forward to attack, but suddenly his entire body completely freezes solid. Chin Kong struggles, begging Julin to let him go since fighting is banned, but she just steps forward coldly. She mocks his excuse about being outside school grounds before kicking him so hard he goes flying backward. Julin warns him coldly, telling him that if he pulls another stunt like this, she will not show mercy. Glaring at Lin Yan, Chin Kong mutters that he got lucky today, but she won't always be there to protect him. Once he leaves, Lin Yan asks what power the guy used, and Julin explains he has a stone element ability. She notes that once Lin Yan awakens his second power, Chin Kong will not stand a chance. Lin Yan vows to level up. Because in this world, power is everything. Walking home that night, Sundali asks why his master was studying so late since it is getting dark outside. Lin Yan explains that because he joined the academy late, he has to work twice as hard to catch up. Now pay attention to this wild part. Lin Yan actually understands a dog barking nearby because of his Kopid skill. The dog warns that someone has been hiding in the alley for ages, right before a kunai flies toward Lin Yan. Sundali leaps in front to block it, dodging a sudden follow-up strike from a hidden assassin who lunges out. Sundali realizes the enemy is using shadow techniques, while Lin Yan yells for them to run for it. Sundali tells his master to run while he holds the line, powering up to throw a massive punch at the killer. Lin Yan is relieved he wrapped the fight up so quickly, and Sundali just grins, proud of his own strength. But suddenly, Sundali collapses onto the ground. A poison kunai had pierced deep into his shoulder during the fight. Lin Yan carries him home, panicking about where the doctors are, while his dad asks if he recently offended someone. Lin Yan wonders if Qin Kong is behind this. Right then, a servant announces that Dr. Bai from the medical center has arrived, and Lin Yan says to rush her in. She walks in asking where the patient is, while Lin Yan nervously begs to know if his friend will survive. The doctor calmly reassures him that the wounds are not too serious, instantly casting her high-level healing spells on him. She finishes up saying he just needs rest since the poison is gone, so Lin Yan offers to walk her out. You and I both know our main character has got to copy those incredible healing powers as soon as possible. Right then, Julin appears, and Lin Yan explains he was ambushed and his bodyguard took a poisoned hit for him. He mentions Dr. Bai treated him and that he is innocent, so Julin nods, saying she came to check on him. Lin Yan asks if Qin Kong planned this attack, but Julin doubts it since killing a noble is a massive crime. Their little school feud is definitely not worth risking the destruction of Qin Kong's entire family over. Lin Yan realizes that if it is not the Qin family, it must be some old enemy he annoyed in the past. Meanwhile, over at the Qin mansion, Qin Kong is pacing around furiously, plotting his revenge against Lin Yan. Suddenly, he senses an intruder, but before he can even react, a shadow strikes and ends him right on the spot. The next day, Lin Yan hears the shocking news, joking that they were supposed to meet later, not in the afterlife. He wonders if his sister-in-law did it, since she was absolutely furious at the guy yesterday. At the same time, Julin is highly suspicious, wondering if Lin Yan secretly hired a hitman. At court, officials report Qin Kong was assassinated at midnight by a single strike, and the chief declares the case solved. He points the blame at a certain woman, and when Lin Yan asks, an officer explains she is a camouflaging assassin. She can turn completely invisible and leave zero trace, matching the exact style of her previous hits. Lin Yan's eyes totally light up at the thought of copying an invisibility power, while the chief keeps talking. It turns out Qin Kong was accused of murdering a girl, so the assassin likely took him out for justice. Lin Yan almost smiles, thinking that sounds heroic, before quickly catching himself and acting serious. He asks why a criminal would target Qin Kong, and the chief lays out the explanation. So a thief actually confessed to killing that maid, meaning you and I have a bigger mystery on our hands. Alright, you and I are jumping into a story where this assassin hunts down rich, corrupt dirtbags, and King Kong is next. Linen sighed, whispering about how terribly Wangi suffered before she died, while her killer almost walked free. The court declared this case was too crazy for regular cops, handing it over to the Ability Bureau. As Lin Yan walked out, a huge crowd swarmed him. Uncle Wang stepped forward with tears in his eyes, pointing out the young man who had saved him yesterday. You saved my daughter from dishonor, so please, take these sweet potatoes as a huge thank you. Another guy offered some freshly baked buns, insisting he made them just for him, but Lin Yan waved them off. Then a bald man spoke up. I have known Uncle Wang for 10 years and he worked his butt off raising her. Her tragic death was followed by dirty lies. It is huge that a noble like you actually fought for her, Uncle Wang begged, asking him to take this tiny gift. Finding a genuinely clean official these days is basically a miracle. Now watch closely because this hit him hard. Linen realized he finally earned real respect, not from his family name but his own grind. Linen smiled, saying he would take the gifts but urged everyone to head on home now. Once they cleared out, he passed the buns to the bureau crew, admitting there was no way he could eat them all alone. Share these with the team and give the basket back to the shop owner, he told the staff, who thanked him happily. Linen tried to share a bun with Zuin, but she refused, saying she was full before adding that he was actually a decent guy. Hearing that made Lin Yan cringe a bit, as he mumbled that he preferred friend-zoning others rather than getting the nice guy card. Julin stood there looking totally lost, while Linen strolled off and spotted a lonely stray dog chilling on the street. Using his cheat ability, he could easily read its mind, hearing the pup cry about how starving it was. No food for 3 whole days, and it was dreaming of a juicy chicken leg when suddenly, a mouth-watering aroma hit its nose. Linen was already holding out a chicken leg, which the pup scarfed down instantly, making him laugh and invite the dog home. No more starving for you, buddy, and since you have yellow fur and great luck, your name is Yellow Bro, while Julin just judged him. She asked if he was really keeping a stray, but Ling Yan replied that this pup was his literal lifesaver. But get this, secretly, he knew his animal talking powers meant this dog was going to be his personal master spy around the city. Back at headquarters, the chief asked where all the fresh buns came from, and the guards explained the locals brought them as gifts. Everyone was celebrating the justice for Wangxi, which made the chief frown and demand to see the locked-up killer who confessed. A guard hesitated, nervously mentioning that King Kong was already dead. Asking what was left to search, the chief coldly stated the self-proclaimed killer would still face execution. He probably just wanted to act like a hero, and once he hangs, we can wrap this up, but King Kong dying is not enough. We have to clear Wang Zai's name for good, because only real punishment brings true justice. Back home, Linen kept training until Julin warned him to stop before he completely burned himself out. Since he was leveling up so fast, Linen collapsed, groaning that using cheat skills was exhausting, leaving him starved and drained. Telling him to rest before leaving, right as his mother quietly slipped into the room to check on him. Asking if he was awake, she explained she heard from Sundali how much energy it takes to practice those special skills. Knowing he had to be starving, she brought him a homemade meal, but he told her she did not need to fuss. She insisted that taking care of her own son was her job, urging him to take a bite and tell her how it tasted. Just the scent made his mouth water, and as he scarfed it down, he eagerly thanked his mom for the delicious food. She smiled, telling him to just ask whenever he was hungry, which left Linen feeling incredibly warm and emotional. Back in his old life, he only ate junk and instant noodles, but after reincarnating, he finally got a real mother's cooking. He promised to always listen to her, while over in the guest room, Sundali was actively moving around. Linen yelled at him to stay in bed, but Sundali complained his wounds were fine and lying around was super boring. Linen warned him to follow orders, reminding him he would be dead if his parents had not brought the doctor. Sundali insisted that protecting his young master was his life mission, even if it meant taking a dirt nap. Linen told him to cut the cheesy drama, pointing out he is usually the first to bolt when things get dangerous. He claimed he knew the lady would never hurt him, but loud shouting suddenly started echoing from the courtyard. A bunch of servants were begging to stay, so Linen rushed out, asking his parents what the heck was happening. His mom explained they ran out of cash, and trust me, you and I are about to see this family hit rock bottom. Let us jump right back into the story where our broke main character is trying to send his loyal staff away with a little cash. The cook begs to stay while an old servant speaks up, saying starting over at his age is just too tough. He would much rather spend his final years serving the family he truly loves. Even Sundali insists on staying for free, leaving Lin Yan deeply touched by how much this loyal crew actually cares about each other. Sure, a giant space rock smashed their house, but their bond is unbreakable. Turns out this whole situation is actually a massive blessing. Still, living without any cash is rough. He knows he needs to find a quick way to make some serious dough. Strolling through the busy streets, he overhears locals complaining about the insane, blistering heat wave that is keeping everyone indoors. Turns out the whole city is completely out of ice, and even the fancy pavilions are literally melting. Instantly, Lin Yan sees a golden business opportunity. He drags Sundali straight into a local restaurant with a plan. Inside, the clerk is whining about the brutal heat before asking the duo what they would like to order today. Lin Yan casually tells him he is not here for food but needs to see the boss immediately. Now watch closely as our guy casually freezes a cup of water solid, prompting the manager to rush right over. The manager realizes ice magic is a goldmine right now, but he tries to offer a measly 10 silver coins. Lin Yan asks for a better offer, and the manager counters with a starting price of 50 silver coins. Knowing the restaurant makes bank, Lin Yan smirks, making the manager sweat and laugh nervously at his sharp negotiation. The manager complains that Lin Yan is just using their well, but our main character simply shrugs it off. When Lin Yan threatens to walk, the manager panics and offers a solid 10 silver taels daily for a steady supply. Lin Yan shakes his head. The heat is insane, ice is scarce, and market prices are skyrocketing by the minute. He points out they will make a fortune off him, so 10 silver is insulting. He wants 50 minimum. Reluctantly, the manager agrees to 50 silver coins daily, but only if our guy promises one very specific condition. He wants exclusive rights so no other restaurant gets ice. Hearing this, Lin Yan raises an eyebrow, playing hard to get. He argues that exclusivity means the price has to go way up. The manager quickly sweetens the deal with an insane 5 times bonus for large batches, and Lin Yan finally grins. By evening, Lin Yan pockets 300 silver coins, and the happy manager begs him to return tomorrow. Can you believe that? Sun Dolly is absolutely losing his mind over making 300 silver coins in a single day. Lin Yan tells him to stop dreaming, since this cash flow will dry up once the weather cools down. On their way back, they run into Julin again. Lin Yan gets suspicious and asks if she is stalking him. Ignoring his question, she asks if he is broke, prompting him to instinctively hide his newly earned coin purse. She knows his family is struggling and straight up asks him how much cash he needs so she can hand it over. Lin Yan hesitates, worried that taking handouts will make his family look bad. He prefers earning his own money honestly. But hey, help is help. He honestly does not care what gossipers in the capital think about him anyway. He takes the cash, realizing that if his fiancée's family saw him hustling at cheap diners, they would instantly call off the wedding. Down the road, they spot a poor mother desperately begging for help. Her son is terribly sick and needs medicine. Without hesitation, Lin Yan hands her a coin, earning her deepest gratitude. Julin warns him that most of the beggars in the capital are just highly skilled scammers. He casually replies that while one coin cannot even buy them a meal, it could easily save a child's life. To him, that makes the coin incredibly valuable. Next, he tells Sun Dolly they need to buy some new clothes. Their cook Aunt Wang barely has anything decent to wear. Julin is shocked that he is buying gifts for servants. Lin Yan explains that those loyal servants stuck by his family during their darkest times, so they deserve it. To him, everyone in his mansion is family. Julin watches him in silence as they enter a restaurant. He digs in and asks Julin why she is not eating this delicious food. She is not hungry, but admits that while he is shameless and greedy, he is surprisingly kind-hearted and a genuinely good person. He jokes about getting friend-zoned, leaving her completely confused by his weird modern terminology. Usually she just yells at him, so getting a genuine compliment feels totally weird to him. She mentions talking to her dad about his marriage once her sister returns, and trust me, you do not want to miss his hilarious reaction. Alright, we're diving in just as Sun Dolly bangs on the door, making Linen ask, what happened? The guards outside shout that Linen, the son of Lord Pingyan, needs to get to the palace right this second. Julian tries to calm Lin Yan's parents down, telling them it is probably just some official business. Once there, a cold guard tells him his only job is making ice, so no questions. Linen wonders why they summoned him when his sister-in-law is way stronger than he is. Since she is basically royalty and he is just a minor noble, he gets stuck doing the peasant work. The guard snaps at his silence, asking if he is refusing to work, so Lin Yan panics. He stammers that his ice power is way too weak, but the guard tells him not to worry. The bosses already checked his stats, so they drag him straight to meet the big boss Empress. They bow respectfully and the Empress asks who he is. The guard explains that because of the crazy summer heat, they brought in martial academy students with ice powers to make ice for the concubines. She inspects Lin Yan, noting he looks like he's from Yangming Palace. Suddenly, the lazy cat in her arms mutters that the Empress feels super heavy. Now watch this, his secret beast-talking skill lets him understand the cat perfectly, and it's hilarious. The Empress warns him not to harass any of the servants here, and the guard quickly promises that they will behave. Lin Yan realizes this lady has zero chill, so he just wants to freeze the water and run. He decides to speedrun the job, immediately getting to work freezing the water in front of him. He grumbles because hands-free freezing is incredibly tough and takes forever, and he has been grinding away since early morning. It feels like his entire mana bar has been completely wiped out. A kind servant walks up and offers him some sweet grapes, thanking him for working so incredibly hard all day. He politely thanks her and realizes these sweet fantasy world grapes taste infinitely better than any kind of fruit he ever ate in his past life. These are next level. He notices the guards watching him. They explain that the royals do not eat these, so Consort Shu gives them out as prizes. You and I both know he is a nice guy since he offers the guards a bite. The guard smiles at his genuine kindness, and later Lin Yan asks manager Li where they are actually headed next. He wants a heads up if any of the upcoming palaces have crazy people so he can prepare. Li tells him they are visiting Rudong Palace next, the home of Princess Mingi. The late queen used to live there, but now the hot-headed Princess Mingi is in charge, so he needs to watch out. Arriving at the palace, the guard announces they brought the student who can manipulate ice. They lock eyes and the princess immediately scowls, complaining that this new guy looks super weird. Her maid whispers that she should not be so rude, so she tells him to just do his job and scram. He grumbles internally, wondering why every single royal woman in this palace is so incredibly toxic. He whispers to manager Li, asking if the princess has powers, and Li confirms she indeed controls fire. Since fire is the exact polar opposite of his ice magic, he decides to play it extremely safe. After visiting a bunch of other courts, Li says they are heading to the 9th concubine's palace next. A completely wiped-out Linen asks if they have any mercy left for his exhausted soul. Li feels a bit guilty seeing him so drained, so he promises they have some awesome rewards waiting. He hands him a shiny yuan crystal, but Linen quickly cuts off his extremely long-winded explanation. Li keeps talking anyway, explaining that it is a royal gift for his newly awakened ice powers. The crystal will basically purify his mana pool and make his future cultivation level-ups way easier. He takes the crystal but remains salty as he finally stumbles out of the palace gates. He mutters about how they almost worked him to death, while Li yells that he needs to return tomorrow. Annoyed, Linen just waves his hand and groans that he will show up tomorrow. But hey, 15 crystals make the absolute misery of his day somewhat worth it. Suddenly, Julin pops up to hand over his hard-earned payment, and you and I know things are getting interesting. You and I are kicking off with Linen refusing payment, but Julin literally shoves the cash into his hands. She tells him to quit faking and take it. He sighs, pockets the cash, realizing how freeloaders live so easily. It's honestly a sweet setup. Then he asks her, by the way, why did you even come pick me up? Zuin's face goes dead serious. The assassin who tried to take you out is still loose and your defense is trash, that's why I'm here. Right then they walk past a dumpling stand. Linen's stomach growls and he says, I'm starving, let's grab some. Julian is like, I'm not hungry, but Linen totally ignores her and orders 3 whole plates of dumplings anyway. Julian stares at the massive pile of food, asking if he can actually finish it. Linen brags that working at the palace builds a huge appetite. Seriously, I could eat this whole place. But mid-bite, Julian suddenly gets the chills, feeling like some creepy eyes are on them. She whips around, but the street is empty. She's positive someone is lurking nearby. She has to stay on guard. Once they finish, Julian asks if he's done and Linen stands up, totally re-energized. He boasts he can take anyone down, but pay attention, 2 shady guys are watching them from a nearby rooftop. The first thug mumbles that he would have sliced the kid today if that girl hadn't been acting as his bodyguard. The second guy shrugs, saying she can't protect him forever and they'll catch him solo soon. The next day, Linen wonders if school starting will ruin his free time. Will I seriously still have to grind at the Imperial Palace? 2 hours later, he is right back on duty. The guards are totally hyping him up, saying Linen is crushing it, making ice super fast, and even handing out free ice cream. But their boss just sneers. He scolds them for treating a kid like family over a tiny favor. Spotting someone heading out, Lin Yan asks Mr. Zhu, where are you off to? Mr. Zhu tells him a fresh case just dropped and he's hitting the crime scene. Lin Yan yells, wait, don't rush off. It's blazing hot right now, so grab some ice from me and let's go check out the crime scene together. But as Lin Yan tries to hand it over, the block of ice slips from his fingers and smashes down. Soon, Linen gets to the Wanga state where a dead body is lying in the courtyard. King Fan inspects the scene and points out the loose brick and the victim's sprained ankle. Puddles of blood pooled right where his head hit the ground. Looks like he tripped on a bad brick, slipped, cracked his skull, and died. Clear-cut accident, guys, wrap it up and prepare for Mr. Wang's funeral. Nearby, a crying servant wails, Master, how could you just leave us like this? I know what you're thinking, but watch closely as Lin Yan whispers to a bird, then suddenly yells for everyone to freeze. This is no accident, Mr. Wang was straight up murdered. King Fan scowls and demands some proof for that wild claim. Every single piece of evidence points to a tragic fall, so what actual proof do you have to back up a murder charge? Lin Yan casually shrugs, I don't have any. King Fan snaps, we are talking about a dead man here, stop playing games. Quit messing around, but Lin Yan just calmly points straight at a guy hiding in the crowd. If you don't believe me, interrogate that dude and see what happens. Right on cue, the guy starts sprinting for his life. King Fan immediately orders his guards to tackle him. The guy instantly panics and blabs, "I didn't mean to kill him." King Fan turns to Linen in total shock, asking how on earth he knew that guy was the killer. Linen just shrugs and says it was a lucky guess. Meanwhile, back at court, the head official is listening. "So you're saying Lin Yan cracked the case with pure luck?" King Fan nods but admits he still has no clue how he actually did it. The killer left absolutely zero clues. He must have spotted a crucial detail that totally slipped past my own eyes. The official smiles, calling it super interesting. Elsewhere, Lin Yan suddenly sneezes. He mutters, wondering who's talking smack. Suddenly, he hears the Empress screaming that they can't even cure her beloved pet Whiteys. She screams that it's a major crime. Linen frowns, wondering what the hell is going on, and decides to check it out. Arriving, he sees the Empress absolutely roasting the guards. Linen steps up, asking Her Majesty to please spare their lives. He offers to check Whitey's out since he knows some basic medicine, but the Empress just scoffs at him. Even Bishwang from the medical academy, a certified genius doctor, couldn't heal her. Who do you think you are? Linen stays chill, saying she won't know if he can save the pet until she lets him try. The Empress glares. She asks what happens if he fails, but Linen ignores her attitude and approaches Whitey's, who is crying in pain. "And trust me, you and I are about to see him solve this," as Bishwang asks if he knows what's wrong. Whitey's meows sadly, pleading for him to pull out the needle stuck inside her little paw. "All right, you and I are about to watch Lin Yan pull a needle from this kitty's paw and save the day." The Empress asks if her precious baby is okay, and the cat meows back, looking totally fine and happy. She immediately tells her crew to hand over her fancy hairpin to Lin Yan, with extra rewards for everyone else. That evening, a totally exhausted Lin Yan sighs, glad his work is finally done. Manager Lee tells him to be on time tomorrow, but right then, Bishwang steps up to stop him. Lin Yan asks if she needs something, and she admits she wants to know how he cured the cat. He just smiles and says there was no magic trick. He says he just paid attention, which leaves her looking totally puzzled. He saw the cat curling her paw and looking miserable, which made him suspect an injury, so he just took a closer look. Bishwang sighs, admitting she is not as skilled as him, but Lin Yan quickly shakes his head. He points out that animals cannot speak, but since he owns tons of cats at home and plays with them constantly, he speaks their language. "Now pay attention to this," our boy is smoothly reassuring her, setting himself up with a major connection. Bishwang smiles, asking if he studied medicine, but Lin Yan just plays it cool and denies it. He claims he only knows a tiny bit, which makes her laugh because he is clearly gifted. She admits she relies on special powers while he uses real observation, saying he would easily surpass her if he had magical abilities too. Lin Yan is totally thrilled, eagerly asking if she would actually be down to teach him. Walking away, she tells him she is always at the academy and invites him over, earning a happy wave from Lin Yan. He promises to visit, but suddenly Julin pops up, teasing him about hitting on yet another girl. Lin Yan begs for a chance to explain before bowing and sliding her the Empress's hairpin as a fancy peace offering. Julin is shocked and asks why he is giving her this, but he explains that this royal gift is pretty useless to a guy like him. He tells her it is payback for helping him earn cash at the U Pavilion and teaching him how to fight. Julin hesitates because the gift is way too expensive, telling him she cannot possibly accept it. So he starts packing it up, joking that he will just give it to another girl, which immediately makes her stop him. She claims she is only taking it for her sister, and Lin Yan smiles, knowing how much she loves her family. Walking back, Lin Yan realizes his ice powers have gotten insanely strong after absorbing so many elemental crystals. He can make ice way faster now, but suddenly, two massive thugs block his path and say their boss wants a chat. Let's pause right here because as Lin Yan enters this massive mansion, things are about to get incredibly tense. The boss steps up, demanding that Lin Yan start supplying his premium ice directly to the Tanjin Pavilion instead. He offers to double whatever the U Pavilion is paying, and Lin Yan just calmly plays along. He says they pay him 5 taels per box, so double would be 10 taels, causing the boss to spit out his drink in shock. The man accuses him of robbery, offering only 2 silver taels per bucket instead, claiming that is a generous deal. Lin Yan narrows his eyes at this obvious scam, but the greedy boss just smirks right back at him. He warns Lin Yan that while he is Lord Ping Nan's son, the Tanjin Pavilion is backed by his dad too. He tells him the U Pavilion has zero power compared to them, but Lin Yan literally just turns around to leave. Lin Yan says no profit means no deal, which makes the guy scream that he will regret walking away. The boss yells that he will be begging for cash soon, while a voice in the shadows coldly orders his goons to handle this. He warns Lin Yan not to end up like King Kong. Later, as Lin Yan is walking with Sundali, a random old man runs up and dramatically flops onto the pavement, crying that his back is totally broken. Lin Yan rolls his eyes, telling the scammer to let go because he is barely wearing undergarments. He wonders if scammers exist in every universe, but right on cue, a bunch of sketchy city guards roll up to investigate. Sundali defends his master, telling the guards that this old guy is just a dirty scammer trying to extort cash. The old actor keeps crying about his spine, and the guard barks at them to shut up because they are all going in. Lin Yan smells a trap, but when Sundali gets furious and starts charging up his powers, Lin Yan quickly slaps his shoulder to stop him. He tells his buddy to head home and say he is at the Eastern City Yamen. He calmly tells the guards to lead the way, leaving Sundali totally confused because it looks like he is going to a party. And that's where we leave things for now. Trust me, this jail visit is going to get insanely wild. Let's dive in as the guards throw Linen into a filthy cell. Linen thinks, man, I have lived 2 whole lives, but this is my first time getting thrown in the slammer. What a trip. Right then, some shady dude from Tanjin Pavilion shows up outside. He sneers, well, Mr. Lin, we meet again. Linen smirks, you went through a lot of trouble to get me here. The jerk plays totally dumb, asking what he means, claiming Linen was the one who broke some old man's leg. I had absolutely nothing to do with that, Linen coolly fires back, but his leg was perfectly fine earlier. Suddenly, the scumbag stomps on the poor old man's leg, snapping it for real. The old man screams, he literally just broke my leg. Even Linen has to mutter, wow, people can be so unbelievably shameless. He looks at the thug and says, tell me what you want. The guy demands 1 bucket of ice for 1 silver tael. Agree to that and you can walk out right now. Suddenly, Linen hears a weird noise nearby. He smirks, saying, I just heard something super interesting. You want to hear it too? Watch closely as the guy frowns in confusion, only for Linen to calmly say, I just saw your head explode. A massive disaster is headed this way. The guy sneers, enjoy your jail time because I will make you work for free without giving you a single tael. Boom, a flying shoe smacks him right in the face as an angry manager Lee storms inside. Mr. Linen, I finally found you. The entire palace is in absolute chaos without you here. Then he screams, unlock this cell immediately. A guard scrambles to unlock the door and bows, saying, my name is Dong Chenny, we made a horrible mistake. You have absolutely nothing to do with this case, you are free to go. Linen glances at the Tanjin Pavilion guy and calmly says, see, told you I was right. The young master panics, shouting, Dad, what are you doing? Why are you letting him go? But before he can whine any further, Dong Chenny steps forward and kicks him hard. Then he turns to Linen and bows low, saying, Mr. Lin, please forgive us, my son is a complete idiot. He talks absolute garbage all the time. Spinning back to his son, he snaps, you're totally finished today. Manager Lee scrambles over, urging Linen, we have to run, all the empresses and nobles are already furious. Linen just nods in agreement. You're totally right, Manager Lee, we absolutely cannot upset those royal elites. Dong Chenny quickly agrees, yelling, spot on. Those noble ladies have savage tempers, and if they lose it, even the king will be absolutely terrified. Meanwhile, the spoiled young master whines, Dad, stop hitting me, I am the family's eldest son, but Dong Chenny just slaps him right across the face. Eldest heir, you are a total embarrassment. Manager Lee came here carrying an imperial token, do you even realize who you just locked up? If you ever touch him again, I will personally end you. Now let's head over to the royal palace together. Inside, the empress is fanning herself impatiently, snapping at her servant, stop fanning me, that breeze is way too hot. Is Mr. Lin here yet? Manager Lee walks in, confirming he is. The empress immediately glares at Linen, demanding, why are you so late? Did you want me to melt out here? Linen bows low, apologizing, I ran into a bit of trouble, your highness. Please do not be mad, let me show you a cool trick. He quickly mixes milk and ice to make fresh ice cream. Enjoy this sweet treat to beat the brutal heat. The empress instantly calms down, saying, since you made this for me, you are off the hook. Actually, you should just stay in the palace all summer. That way I can eat ice gold fruits whenever I want. Linen instantly shakes his head, saying, no way, your majesty, my low social standing does not allow me to live here. He thinks only top ministers and the emperor can actually live here, but the empress just casually waves it off. Don't sweat it, nobody will dare complain. Linen carefully replies, "Actually, I am already engaged to the Zhu family daughter." She sighs, "Too bad you cannot stay then." Linen secretly thinks, "Hugh, that was an incredibly close call. Living here would have brought endless headaches." Just then, a servant walks up asking if it is finally their turn. Manager Lee asks if the Rudong Palace needs ice. The servant nods, "Yes, we need it urgently." Lee replies, "All right then. Lead the way then." Linen thinks, "Wait, Princess Mingi has fire powers, so she absolutely detests the cold. Maybe the ice is actually for her maids." Soon, Linen arrives at the princess's palace feeling pretty annoyed. "I seriously wish I could teach this spoiled princess a lesson. Just looking at her makes me want to throw hands." She stares right back. "What is your name?" He replies, "My name is Linen." "Oh, so you are Lord Ping Nan's kid. So you are the guy engaged to Lisa from the Zhu family, right?" "Yes." She studies him, saying, "You look okay, but your talent is totally average. You do not deserve her." Linen smiles politely, saying, "Your Highness is absolutely right. Lisa is the eldest daughter of the Zhu family, the most stunning girl on the continent with insane, legendary talent. No other girl can even compare. Besides my good looks, you and I both know she beats me at literally everything." All right, you and I are diving back into this wild story where the princess thinks our main character is downright bizarre. He is hyping up Lisa while totally roasting himself. Linen just grins and thanks her for loving his handsome face. Furious, she snaps at him to stop joking, "Hurry up, make the ice, and get lost." Later that night, Linen is walking home with Julin and casually asks who would win in a fight between her and Princess Mingi. Julin explains they have never clashed, so there is no comparison. Fire versus ice, and he really needs to stay away from her. Linen laughs it off, saying he knows his own limits, but he is completely sure that Julin is way stronger than the princess. Chin frowns, asking how he can be so sure. Lin Yan shrugs, saying they both have totally unique vibes. Mingi is small and hot-tempered, while Julin is mature and composed. One looks like a kid, but the other looks fully grown. Julin glares right at him, asking if he is calling her old, but before he can answer, distant music cuts in. Curious, Linen wonders who is playing. The next day, pay attention here because he heads right back to find that mysterious tune. Determined to track down the musician, he steps inside the venue and finds himself watching an elegant dance performance on stage. They are good, but he feels like something is missing. He calls over the butler, who quickly attends to his needs. Linen asks about the cost for a private, special performance, and the butler answers that it is 20 cents per scene. Asking which song he wants, Linen requests the specific girl who was playing earlier to perform for him. He wants to choose the track, but the butler shakes his head, saying it is impossible even when Linen offers extra cash. The butler insists money is not the issue, so Linen casually drops a whole silver coin right on the table. Instantly changing his tune, the butler summons all the girls to gather. Lin Yan laughs internally, thinking that money solves everything, and if it does not, you just did not pay enough. The butler announces this young master will pick the song they must sing, making one girl complain about taking orders from some random guy. Another whispers suspiciously, wondering if he has some shady, bad intentions. Suddenly, a gorgeous young woman steps forward, offering to accompany him. Linen studies her face closely and realizes he totally remembers her from the previous night. Recognizing her as the musician from last night, they head together into a quiet, private room. He asks if she is scared he might be a dangerous guy, but she shakes her head, saying he does not look bad at all. She reveals she was in the crowd during Wang's trial, feeling absolutely terrible for the grieving father. His daughter's name was being dragged through the mud, but Linen was the only one brave enough to stand up and speak the truth. Knowing she can trust him, Linen smiles faintly and says it is time to begin their musical session. He dictates the lyrics, asking her to sing a famous BTS song, and she performs it beautifully. Linen is deeply moved, thrilled to finally hear a familiar melody from his original world, thinking he would never experience that music again. Tearing up, he thanks Miss Kai sincerely, but she smiles and gently replies that she was only doing her job. Inwardly, though, she is quite puzzled because those lyrics and the melody felt so incredibly strange. It did not sound like this world's music. You and I can see why he was crying, but she is totally clueless. Linen bids her goodbye, promising to return soon to hear her sing, while Kai waves and wishes him a safe trip. But the moment he steps outside, Kai suddenly collapses. He rushes straight back to her side, asking what is wrong as she whimpers. She weakly blames a dizzy spell, but the second Lin Yan touches her, he senses a bizarre energy coursing through her. He tells her to stay put while he fetches his doctor friend, wondering if her music is somehow tied to a hidden magic. Her singing had left him feeling refreshed. Soon, Linen arrives at the imperial court only to find the empress absolutely screaming at her officials. She rages, demanding to know why they are even there if they cannot keep her beloved pet safe under their watch. She threatens execution for everyone if anything happens to Whitey's, making Linen sweat as he watches from the side. Thinking it is time to slip away quietly before things get worse, he gets spotted and ordered to step inside immediately. They demand he cure Whitey's immediately, leaving him with a heavy internal sigh and absolutely no escape routes. Bowing respectfully inside the palace, he is rushed by the anxious empress, who begs him to check on her beloved pet. Whitey's hasn't touched food or water since yesterday, and Dr. Bishwing admits that physically, nothing seems to be wrong at all. With 0 injuries found, Lin Yan gently cradles the quiet creature, who lets out a soft, sad meow. The pet is literally complaining about crushing boredom inside the palace, and Linen nods, understanding her silent plea completely. Let's see if he can solve this when the Empress demands an answer right now about her precious Whiteys. Alright, let's jump into this wild story where Lin Yan tells the Empress that keeping Whitey cooped up makes her super bored. Like if this keeps up, she is gonna get depressed, stop eating, and end up seriously sick. A worried Empress asks if Whitey can be cured, and Lin Yan suggests taking her outside to get some fresh air. Seeing her pet like this totally breaks the Empress's heart, so she sighs and heads back to her room to rest. She realizes that it is not just young girls, but even spiritual pets that feel totally trapped inside these palace walls. Once Whitey gets outside, she immediately cheers up, making Bishwing admit that Lin Yan was totally right. She looks so much happier, but Lin Yan admits he actually came to get help treating a sick friend. Bishwing is all about it, telling him to lead the way to the singing hall. Lin Yan frowns when he sees a massive crowd gathered, only to find young Master Wu causing a major scene. The brat is literally yelling that he does not care if Kai is sick, he wants her to sing right now. The crowd backs him up, forcing the poor butler to explain that this is definitely not a money issue. Her condition is awful, but Lin Yan calmly steps in, asking young Master Wu if he is here to arrest him again. Now watch this, a panicked Wu starts sweating, asking Lin Yan what he is doing here. Lin Yan smirks, threatening to tell his dad Dongchen about his antics, since he clearly forgot his lesson from last time. That threat sends young Master Wu running, making Lin Yan glad the kid has no clue about his palace connections. Otherwise, he would not have been scared at all, as the rest of the crowd finally disperses. Lin Yan and Bishwing enter, and after a quick checkup, Kai slowly opens her eyes. She asks what happened, and Lin Yan explains she fainted, which is why he brought along Dr. Bishwing. The doctor reassures her she is totally fine, letting a relieved Kai sigh and say she feels better. Lin Yan jokes about Dr. Bishwing's god-tier skills, while the doc confirms both Kai and Whitey are totally okay. The doctor heads back to the clinic, wishing Lin Yan well while Kai gives him her sweetest thank you. She tells Lin Yan he can listen to her sing for free next time, earning a warm smile from him. He insists on paying anyway because a friend like her is priceless, sending her heart into overdrive. As she gushes over being called his friend, Lin Yan asks if she knows why she fainted from weakness. You and I both know there is a twist, as Lin Yan reveals her actual magic is finally awakening. Kai is super confused, claiming there is absolutely nothing special or magical about her. He explains her voice is way too amazing to be normal, but regular singing usually does not drain her. However, yesterday she sang a special song that completely drained her energy, which caused her to faint, though she still doubts she has any cool powers. Lin Yan insists she has the power of voice, and with proper training she could become a legendary top-tier star. People would pay big bucks just to see her, making her shyly ask how she can improve. He promises to grab some sound magic books from the academy next time so she can study up. Kai blushes at how much he cares, but he honestly admits he just really loves her voice. Her songs help him escape his boredom, which prompts her to gently vow she will always sing for him. Once Lin Yan leaves, the butler tells Kai that this guy is definitely built different compared to other guests. He is Lord Ping Nan's son, meaning this is her big chance to escape this life, but she just shakes her head. She tells the old man she is too low status to ever be worthy of someone like Lin Yan. Privately, she thinks just singing for him is more than enough, while Lin Yan heads back to the palace alongside manager Li. Li mentions the cold weather means a much-needed break is coming, plus the emperor wants to reward him. He tells him to show some gratitude, and soon they are standing right before the emperor himself. The emperor praises his hard work this month as Ping Nan's son, offering him any reward he wants. Next to Emperor Jia stands concubine Chu, making Lin Yan break a sweat trying to think fast. He is stressed about asking for his real desire, since asking for too much or too little could ruin everything. Let's see what happens next, because what he really wants is a pricey mansion right near the palace. Meanwhile, concubine Chu is staring at him intensely, almost like she is reading his mind. She steps up and tells the emperor she thinks this young man deserves a house near the palace. Alright, you and I are hopping right back into this crazy story, where our main character is playing 4D chess with the emperor himself. The emperor is totally sold, ordering his manager to hook Lin Yan up with a massive new house. Our boy just bows politely. He thanks the king, but inside, he's celebrating saving a ton of cash, all thanks to concubine Chu. He is totally loving her vibe when she suddenly bursts out laughing. The emperor asks what's so funny, but she just covers it up, saying she remembered a joke. Too bad for her, Lin Yan already knows she has secret mind-reading powers. With 2 days left before the academy starts, he's got a free mansion. Talk about a major win. Next, Lin Yan heads over to the Yishu Academy training grounds to scope out his new classmates showing off. Watch closely here because the crowd suddenly goes wild as the royal princess rolls in. Lin Yan chuckles knowing these guys are totally clueless about Sister Yu, when a random dude approaches him asking where this legendary girl is hiding. Lin Yan casually points her out in the distance, making the guy instantly light up with a smile. The boy praises his sharp eyes, and Lin Yan introduces himself before asking for the guy's name. The kid is thrilled, introducing himself as Li Zhen and asking if Lin Yan is the famous lord's son. He hypes up Lin Yan for refusing to let the powerful Zhu family cancel their wedding, calling him a total badass who's destined for greatness here. Lin Yan just laughs it off, claiming he's just an ordinary dude. He says he only has basic ice magic and is just here to chill and have fun. Li Zhen admits he has thunder magic but zero clue how to use it, making Lin Yan smile like they're two peas in a pod. They agree to watch each other's backs, and Li Zhen enthusiastically nods, claiming they're destined to be best buddies. And honestly, you and I both know that copying his new buddy's thunder magic is a total galaxy brain play. Meanwhile, the princess is standing nearby, glaring at Sister Yu and wondering who this arrogant girl is. While her bodyguard is having an existential crisis about looking old, Lin Yan casually gives them a friendly wave. The princess shoots him a death stare, making our guy regret saying hello but thanking his lucky stars he's got backup. Lin Yan asks where they should head next. Li Zhen completely ignores the question, asking who the second most beautiful girl is after Sister Yu, which leaves Lin Yan totally blanking out. The dude laughs, insisting that a girl named Qin Wan is another total 10. Suddenly, the princess sneaks up behind them, coldly asking if they only care about looks and bodies. Both boys instantly scramble to say they only care about inner beauty, right before Li Zhen spots another cute girl and immediately bolts. Julin warns Lin Yan that the princess is bad news, but he tells her not to worry. He promised to stay far away from her, and just like that, class is officially in session 2 days later. Li Zhen spots him and teases him, asking if he's also here for the martial arts class. He jokes about whether Lin Yan is actually here to train or just to check out girls, but the teacher interrupts. The intense instructor introduces himself as Master Sun, the martial arts teacher, and the entire class politely greets him back. He sternly warns them he'll train them like soldiers, telling anyone who can't handle it to leave right now. The students confidently yell they can handle it, and he tells them to keep that energy and not regret it in an hour. He orders them to take off their shirts, revealing Lin Yan's absolutely shredded physique. The girls immediately start whispering, totally drooling over his killer six-pack. Li Zhen is completely shocked, asking how he got so ripped, while our boy just shrugs and blames the gym. But secretly, he knows it is actually the strengthening magic inside him. Li Zhen looks on with pure envy, saying that since they are the same age, Lin Yan is definitely going to pull all the girls. Lin Yan plays it cool, pretending he just did a little prep work to hide his real power. He admits he is not exactly a total beginner, right, as Master Sun walks up to ask if they've ever trained before. Lin Yan senses zero magic when the teacher touches him, realizing this guy is a pure hardcore martial artist. He doesn't rely on magic at all, so Lin Yan lies, claiming he's only done some basic workouts. Li Zhen says he knows a bit, and Master Sun nods, promising to inject true energy into them next class. Trust me, you and I are definitely going to want to see his next massive breakthrough. Alright, you and I are about to watch class end as these exhausted students collapse after a brutal training session. Meanwhile, the girls are staring at Lin Yan, whispering about his insane muscles and handsome face, wishing they could marry him. But one girl shuts down the daydreaming, pointing out he is Lord Ping Nan's son and already engaged to Julissa. Ninger just smirks, claiming that since Julisha left for the capital, his future is still totally up for grabs. Another girl steps up, confidently warning her about how powerful the Zhu family really is. She says Ninger cannot steal him from Lesa, but Ninger just laughs, saying a first relationship is rarely the last one. Sure, Lesa has insane magic power, a crazy rich family background. And the emperor backing her up, but if Ninger steals him, Lesa becomes a total joke. Seducing Lin Yan means completely defeating Lesa. Right then and there, she decides to keep her eyes locked on Lin Yan. Lin Yan feels the creepy vibe, wondering why someone is staring just as everyone finally gets dressed after class. Suddenly, Ninger pulls a classic move, fake tripping right into Lin Yan and claiming she totally sprained her ankle. A bunch of guys rush to help, but watch closely here, she completely ignores them, staring only at Lin Yan. She asks him for help and Linen casually agrees, but another girl suddenly steps right in. Offering to treat her ankle, this new girl basically shoves Ninger into a carriage and sweeps her away. Jeneng nudges Linen, joking that his gains already captured the heart of one of the Academy's top 4 beauties. Linen asks about these 4 beauties and Jen names them off: Miss Xuan, Princess Mingi, Sister Yu, and Ninger. They are the legendary 4 beauties of Yishu Academy, but he warns Linen to be careful since her approach is super suspicious to him. With so many elite guys chasing her, Linen is actually more curious about what kind of powers Ninger is hiding. Jen mentions she can literally fly, making Linen frown since she just begged him to carry her. Realizing she wants him as her prey, Linen decides to play along and make her regret it, before looking at Jen suspiciously. He asks how a new guy knows so much academy gossip, and Jen just flashes a cheeky grin. Calling himself an information goldmine, Jen offers relationship advice and invites his new bro out to the Moonlight Hotel for a big dinner. The two hit the hotel and drink way too much, but Lin Yan wakes up suddenly back at home. With a massive hangover, he realizes he totally blacked out in front of Jen. Let's pause for a second. He checks his core, finds only 3 magics, and realizes Sundali carrying him home totally ruined his chance. Determined to investigate why Ninger did not just fly, Lin Yan heads back to the academy library to look for a book. He admits he was so busy he forgot his promise to find Kai a textbook on sound magic. But as he grabs a book, Ninger suddenly pops up next to him, acting like it is a total coincidence. Linen ignores her and walks away, but she immediately slides into the seat next to him anyway. He coldly tells her his dad does not own this library, so she can sit wherever she wants anyway. Ninger assumes he is just playing hard to get, but Lin Yan stays completely glued to his book. An hour passes without a single glance, leaving her highly annoyed and wondering if his heart is made of stone. She spent so much time dressing up for zero attention, until Lin Yan finally asks if she even came here to study. He asks why she is staring, and Ninger acts shocked he even knows the beautiful and clever Miss Ninger. He says everyone in the academy knows her, causing her to blush a little. She claims compliments usually do not faze her, but Lin Yan shuts it down, bluntly reminding her he is engaged. He warns her that being seen together looks bad, before straight up telling her she is just not his type. She plays it cool, saying she only wants to be friends, jokingly asking if his fiancé banned female friends. Linen claims that is not the issue, and to prove he likes making friends, he grabs her hand. He declares them buddies, and she smiles sweetly, thinking her trap is working perfectly. At class the next day, Lin Yan tells Jin he is embarrassed about passing out, but Jin laughs it off. Jen promises to go easier next time, right as Ninger approaches to greet Lin Yan early in the morning. Linen says he cannot slack on studies, leaving Jen completely amazed by how smoothly he handles her. Jen is impressed because this top beauty is chasing him, and soon the two start chatting. Jen calls him over, and as Ninger leaves, "Trust me, you and I know Linen is not buying her act for a second. Alright, you and I are jumping right in as Master Sun storms the field and points. You 3 get out here. The rest of you start running. Master Sun explains that in martial arts, only those with a beastly body can actually cultivate. Now I will show you 3 how it is actually done. What we call chi power or true energy is the literal foundation of martial arts, Only a total genius can unlock it solo, while everyone else needs a master's guidance. He looks at Lin Yan and says, "Hand it over, I am going to pump a thread of chi energy right into your body. You have to circulate it internally and see how long you can hold it," but the second that power hits him, Lin Yan starts feeling dizzy. Master Sun barks, "Do not fight it, just let it flow and open up a path for it." Lin Yan steadies himself and starts absorbing that sweet power. After a moment he says, "This energy is crazy, I feel like a tractor climbing up a mountain." Master Sun nods, totally impressed. "For your first try, holding onto that power for this long is seriously wild. Keep practicing and you will step into the real martial world," to which Lin Yan respectfully replies, "Thank you, master." Right after that, this tall kid starts giving Lin Yan the death stare, shoves him and warns him to back off. "Stay away from her, you do not deserve her. Now pay attention because Lin Yan just asks Jen who is that clown." Jen explains that is Wang Wei, some third-class young master. His skills are trash and I guarantee she does not care about him at all. Lin Yan just smirks, maybe she is not interested in him but I sure am. Right then Ninger strolls over and asks what he is doing. Lin Yan immediately turns up the drama, yelling, "Miss Ninger, did you actually bring me some water because you care? It is boiling hot today and you brought this just for me? Man, you really do care about me so much." Jen is laughing inside, thinking his bro is a world-class actor. Right then this red-haired Wang Wei steps up and challenges Lin Yan to a fight. "Do you dare fight?" Lin Yan thinks, "Man, I just talked to her and he is already completely triggered. This guy will not survive the martial world." Lin Yan casually asks, "How do you want to throw down?" and Wei demands a duel. "If I win, you stay away from her, but if you win, I am out." Ninger quickly steps in, telling Lin Yan he does not have to agree to this. But Lin Yan firmly replies, "Challenge accepted." Now Ninger is starting to panic. She wants to humiliate Lisa and make her a laughingstock, but if Lin Yan loses and stays away from her, her entire plan goes down the drain. This idiot Wang Wei is ruining everything. But watch this, Lin Yan confidently says, "This is a man's fight, do not interfere." Ninger silently prays for him to win. The fight kicks off and Wang Wei charges up his sword with energy, launching a fierce attack. But Lin Yan just uses his own energy and cuts right through Wei's attack like butter. Wang Wei screams in absolute shock, "How is this possible?" The next second, Lin Yan headbutts him so hard the guy instantly passes out. Lin Yan mutters, "I did not even use my full power and he is already asleep." Master Sun runs over. Asking if he is okay, Master Sun checks him over and says he just fainted, so they need a doctor. Lin Yan replies, "No need, I will take him myself." He scoops up Wang Wei and runs off, leaving Ninger wondering why he is in such a rush. While carrying him, Lin Yan secretly copies 70% of Wang Wei's skills, but suddenly the guy opens his eyes. Without hesitating, Lin Yan knocks him right back out, muttering that nobody interrupts him. Soon, they arrive at the clinic. The doctor checks Wang Wei and says he is fine, just needs meds later, though he has a minor throat injury. Lin Yan thanks the doctor. Right after, he pulls a box out of his pocket dimension and casually makes it disappear again. This spatial ability is seriously useful, making quiet escapes a total breeze. He wonders if he can use this to swipe other abilities, when suddenly Bong shows up, calling it a huge coincidence. He awkwardly smiles and agrees, so she laughs and asks if he forgot she literally works at the hospital. Lin Yan breathes a sigh of relief that she did not catch him copying skills, and replies, "Oh right, I totally forgot." Bong asks what brings him to the hospital, and Lin Yan says a classmate of his got banged up. Then he asks her to teach him how to read a pulse. She nods, explaining he must learn all the different types first. Like deep, floating, or rapid pulses, every single one has its own traits and you have to know them to diagnose someone. She tells him to feel her pulse, but the second Lin Yan touches her wrist, his copy ability triggers automatically. Bong explains that this is just the beginning and they will need tons of practice to master it. But Lin Yan notices that even after holding her wrist for a while, the copy progress is stuck at 0%. She asks if something is wrong, and he says it is nothing, though he is internally panicking over why his system failed. What is going on? He realizes there is no system. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Alright, you and I are about to see if this copy skill is the real deal or just a total joke. I gotta level this thing up like crazy to shatter my limits. Once I max it out, Bishwing's power is officially mine. He spots his skill slot finally filling to the top. Letting go of her hand, he acts polite, saying pulse reading is tough. Thanks for the lesson, let us do this again sometime. Bishwing just smiles sweetly, completely clueless about his sneaky scheme. Lin Yan is internally sweating bullets here. Out loud, he squeaks out that he did absolutely nothing wrong. Begging her to let him go, Julin suddenly crashes the party. She claims she thought something terrible happened to him. She ran over to check on him, only to catch him red-handed flirting up a storm. Lin Yan desperately begs her to listen. Meanwhile, Wang Wei was putting the pieces together in his head. He realizes he needs to warn the young master that Lin Yan is actually dangerous. But man, why is his throat aching so bad? While Julin storms away in a massive huff, Lin Yan chases after her, yelling that she has it all wrong. Julin demands a pinky promise. He swears to the heavens he is telling the truth. He claims his bond with Bishwang is purely professional, but the second he says he is not lying, she cuts him off. Wait, pay attention here because she actually believes him, or so he thinks, until he wakes up from his daydream. She mocks his silence, asking if he thinks she doubts him that much. Julin dares him to repeat an oath. If he lies, may a lightning bolt blast him into next week. Cracking under pressure, he admits he held the girl's hand and feels super guilty about it. Julin completely snaps. She calls him a shameless player. He wants to cancel the wedding with her sister, yet he is out here flirting with everyone. He claims he wants out of the marriage, but then he goes and behaves like this. What is his deal? Is he in love with someone else? Playing along, Lin Yan claims he is crazy for another girl. Suspicious as heck, she points out he has been sneakily visiting that drama actress lately. She asks if he fell for her. He says she is spot on, laughing to himself about his genius move. This is his ticket to canceling the engagement. He just needs to act like an absolute villain. Julin is fuming. How could he compare a performer to her sister? He fires back that true love does not care about rankings. Even if an actual goddess showed up, his heart belongs only to her, but Julin isn't buying this nonsense. If he loves her so much, why is he still acting a fool and throwing hands for other girls? Lin Yan just smirks and says he loves all three. Julin gasps, asking if he likes every single pretty girl. You and I both know he's playing with fire, but he just laughs and says he wants a full harem. Julin snaps, realizing she walked right into his trap to wreck the wedding. He tries to calm her down. She tells him she is totally done with his lies. If he messes up again, she will end him. Once the pair leaves, Wang creeps out, muttering that Lin Yan is a straight-up monster who almost crushed his throat. Suddenly, another mysterious guy walks up to greet the heavily injured Wang. The newcomer asks for an update. Wang complains his fight with Lin Yan was ruined by terrible luck. The boss snaps back that failing once is bad luck, but failing repeatedly means you are just bad at your job. He definitely underestimated Lin Yan. Meanwhile, the scene shifts. Lin Yan is chilling in a hot bath, thinking his pocket dimension skill is perfect for carrying tons of loot. He can hide all his gear inside it. If he trains it well, it is the ultimate self-defense tool. After almost getting wiped out while trying to rescue Sun Dolly, he knows he needs to beef up his stats. He has to be extra careful with his powers. If his sister-in-law catches him using them, he is toast. Later, Sun Dolly hops in and asks what they are doing with the cash. He tells her she will see soon. They arrive at a closed martial arts academy with a sign offering to teach chi training from a retired master. The fee is 8 silver taels per session. A monthly pass is 100 silver taels, and a full year is a massive 1,000 silver taels. Sun Dolly complains it is way too pricey, while Lin Yan agrees that no technique is worth that crazy amount. Inside, they spot several powerful-looking fighters. Lin Yan notes that these retired experts have all awakened at least 5 times. Suddenly, the master spots them, and trust me, we are going to need luck. Alright, you and I are jumping right into a super wild cultivation story. Lin Yan points out they read the rules and are ready to pay up. The master nods and says, "Follow me inside." Next thing they know, he leads them to a massive tiger, calling it their hall master's pet that won't bite if they behave. Lin Yan is like, what kind of pet is that? But then the guide bails, leaving them with Master Chang. The old master waves him off, refusing to leave his beloved tiger Yulu because the poor beast is hurt. The helper warns Lin Yan that the elder is not in the mood to talk, so they should beat it. But right as they're about to leave, Lin Yan steps up to the plate, completely ignoring the warning. The big cat is clearly in pure agony, whimpering like it has a massive bone wedged deep down its throat. Now watch closely here. This is where Lin Yan uses his crazy veterinary skills to claim a bone is stuck in Yulu's throat. Just pry open its jaws, pull it out, and it will be totally fine. Sundali is super confused, remembering his young master just slacked off all day at home. Meanwhile, Master Chang coos at the tiger to open wide. Promising to pull out the throat blocker, the old master bravely shoves his hand right into the beast's giant maw. After a bit of fishing around, he grabs the bone and yanks it out. The old man is beyond grateful, thanking our boy endlessly for saving Yulu. He then asks if they came for that sweet key induction training. He says they can start now, but Lin Yan is secretly judging this old geezer. I mean, the man literally wiped tiger spit right onto Lin Yan's shoulder. Still, Lin Yan hands over the tuition cash politely. But Master Chang refuses the cash, saying he won't take a single cent until they actually master the key induction. They both thank him, but Lin Yan is secretly celebrating. His elite sweet-talking skills just saved them a massive stack of money. He is already dreaming of starting a clinic and swimming in piles of cash down the road. Lin Yan nudges his buddy, asking why he is still standing there instead of getting his training started. Sundali hesitates, but Lin Yan snaps that he needs to get boosted first so he can keep protecting his boss. He tells Sundali that if his bodyguard stays weak, they're both doomed, so Sundali finally steps up to receive the energy. The master unleashes a stream of glowing tea energy, which Sundali carefully absorbs into his body to cultivate. The master is shocked because the kid somehow nails it on his very first try. Sundali is totally hyped, feeling completely amazing. Master Chang even admits that if this kid had started training 20 years ago, he would be a beast. And yeah, you and I can definitely see Sundali is the real prodigy here. Then the old master looks at Lin Yan, noting his incredible physique, and asks if he wants a shot too. Lin Yan agrees since he is being offered, and promises to come back if the tiger ever chokes on bones again. He is secretly grinning, realizing he just saved a fortune and scored major points with the locals. The master nods and channels the key energy into Lin Yan, instantly filling his entire body with pure power. But suddenly Master Chang looks totally wiped out, making his red-haired helper ask what went wrong. The exhausted master groans, explaining he had to pump energy into Lin Yan at least 20 times just to get a reaction. He is totally drained. While the old man is completely empty, Lin Yan is out there training and testing his brand new explosive punch. He admits he cannot blow up mountains like Julin yet, but hey, it is a start. He vows that once he becomes strong enough to shatter mountains and split the sky with a single punch, Julin won't even be close to his level. But speak of the devil, Julin sneaks up right behind him, wondering what stupid things he is plotting. She snaps him out of his daydream, ordering him to move, while Lin Yan wonders why she is here. Since his progress is way too slow, she tells him that training once every 3 days is not going to cut it anymore. If he wants to get actually strong, he needs to grind harder, which is why she is dragging him somewhere new. Lin Yan knows she makes a good point, but he still smells a trap. Soon they pull up to Tianu Academy, where Lin Yan points out only 10 elite geniuses are allowed to study. He wonders if a regular kid like him can even get in, but Julin tells him her sister is the ultimate genius here anyway. She adds that the dean already cleared them for entry, but Lin Yan is too busy freezing to care. He complains about the freezing cold, but Julin tells him to shut up because this is their new training ground. And that's where we leave them, surrounded by snow and penguins. Pretty wild, right? You and I are starting today with some peak relationship chaos. He complains she is freezing him to death, but Julian just rolls her eyes. She tells him to sit down, and Lean grumbles that she should have said so earlier, fearing his butt is about to freeze off. But since Julin looks so comfortable lounging on that ice bed, he figures it cannot hurt to try. The second his butt hits the surface, an icy shockwave hits him. Meanwhile, Julin thinks he looks miserable but totally handsome. Shivering uncontrollably, Linen admits he totally underestimated this frozen slab and begs Julin if he can finally take a quick break. Julin hits him with the classic parent logic, asking if slacking off is more important than getting strong. Cut to a few days later when Ninger asks him to hang out by the lake, but Linen politely declines. Then this other guy, Bong, swoops in asking Lin Yan to hit the books, but Lin Yan just shakes his head, completely exhausted. Even a cute singer offers to perform a melody for him, but Linen just sighs, declaring he has zero energy left. Seriously, our boy is practically crying, muttering about how he used to only train once every 3 days. But now he is grinding 3 times a day. This brutal 9 to 9-6 cultivation grind is driving him totally insane. Collapsing back onto his bed, he admits Julin is an absolute monster. He cannot even deliver a book to Kai anymore. But hey, at least this torture means his power awakening is close. Suddenly, a servant yells that Miss Yuan wants him. But watch closely here, because our boy is willing to smile through any torture if it gets him more power. Yet when he shows up, Julin tells him her mom is back, meaning she has to go play dutiful daughter for a while. Which means training is officially cancelled for today, and actually he gets the next few days off too. He is internally screaming with joy, while Julian promises he will finally awaken his powers when she gets back. But then she squints suspiciously, asking why on earth he looks so incredibly happy that she is leaving. Linen panics, claiming he was just remembering a funny joke. Julin quickly warns him to behave himself and absolutely not go chasing after other girls, which he obediently promises. Do not worry, Julin, I will stay home and be a good boy. Meanwhile, over with Kai, she is wondering why Lin Yan has not visited lately, sighing over how unpredictable nobles can be. They just do whatever they want, loving you today and forgetting you tomorrow. She worries the young master is bored of her. But speak of the devil, Linen suddenly pops up, bearing a special gift for her. She looks closer and realizes he brought her a literal magic sound book, explaining it is packed with top-tier sound techniques. This will boost her cultivation like crazy, telling her to read it and make a copy. Kai is totally stunned. This must be so expensive, thank you so much, young master. Gently brushing her cheek, Lin Yan tells her that her beautiful singing always brings him happiness, so this gift is the least he could do. Kai admits he has already done so much, yet she does not even know his real name. He smiles and introduces himself as Linen. I know what you're thinking, and yep, Kai instantly recognizes his name as the guy engaged to the famous heiress. He is surprised she knows, but she smiles, calling his fiancé the absolute pride of the entire region. Everyone expects her to do great things, and Kai wonders who the lucky guy would be, only to find out it is him. He quietly admits he feels unworthy, but Kai quickly shakes her head to disagree with him. She insists he is incredibly talented, and that any girl would be thrilled to have him as a fiancé. Calling them the perfect power couple, Linen secretly thinks that Kai must have a massive crush on him. He starts daydreaming about her, but suddenly his scary fiancé pops into his head, until Kai waves her hand to snap him out of it. Linen plays it cool, saying he was just lost in thought. Later at the academy, Master Sun praises his incredible control over his ki. Linen explains a powerful martial arts buddy used a special ki induction method to supercharge his training. Master Sun nods, deciding it is finally time to turn up the heat and unlock the next level of training. Their goal today is channeling energy into objects. He orders Linen to grab a weapon and coat it in his ki. Ling Yan grabs a dagger and starts channeling his energy, just as Ninger arrives to invite him to her 18th birthday party. She hands him the invite, asking if he is going to blow her off and ignore her like he always does. Linen defends himself, explaining he has just been insanely busy lately with zero free time. He promises to show up on time for her big day, but secretly, you and I know he's planning an unforgettable surprise. He asks if that annoying guy Wang Wei is still bothering her, but she claims she has completely forgotten about Wei. She admits she was only ever worried about him. Lin Yan chuckles, asking why she was worried when he already beat him. Let's dive in. Our boy realizes something is super fishy with Wang Wei suddenly targeting him out of nowhere. Lin Yan agrees that it is totally sketchy. Right then, Wu Zhang rolls up and spots a birthday invitation to Miss Ninger's party. Lin Yan smirks, saying nothing gets past him, making Wu Zhang grin. Bro, your riz is out of control, no girl can resist you. Lin Yan laughs, asking if Wu Zhang got an invite too. Wu Zhang shakes his head, asking if he really thinks any random guy gets invited to a duke's daughter's bash. Out of all the martial arts students, she personally handed this invite straight to you, Lin Yan says. But Wang Wei got one too. Wu Zhang replies that his dad is Marquis Buenhen, a third-grade marquis. That is probably the only reason he is invited, but after getting wrecked by you, will he even show up? Nearby, Wang Wei is training and overhears everything, thinking these guys seriously need to lower their volume. He is literally right in front of them while they talk smack. Soon enough, everyone leaves the classroom. Wu Zhang suggests grabbing some food, but as they head out, Lin Yan stops dead in his tracks, spotting Wang Wei up ahead. Wu Zhang asks why he stopped, but Lin Yan complains they always eat at the exact same spot and he is bored. He suggests hitting up the fancy Moonlight restaurant instead, but Wu Zhang immediately panics. Now pay attention, because going to the Moonlight restaurant is a massive mistake and Wu Zhang is absolutely terrified. Lin Yan asks why, and Wu Zhang explains the place belongs to Marquis Yangping. He has proposed to the Zhu family multiple times. wanting Julia to marry his son, but they keep rejecting him, saying their daughter is already engaged. Plus, Marquis Yongping has powerful allies. We are talking Uncle Yang Yan, Zhang Jin, Dong Chen, and way more. Knowing this, do you still want to go there? Cut to the next scene. Young Master Wu bragged that normal food joints cannot even compare to Moonlight Restaurant. He is loving his meal, but suddenly Lin Yan steps right up and says, "We meet again." Young Master Wu frowns, asking what he wants since they never fought. Lin Yan calmly tells him to relax. He just has one question. Wu asks what it is, and Lin Yan asks about what happened last time. He knows Wu did not act alone and demands to know who gave the orders. Wu acts totally clueless. You and I both know he is lying, but Lin Yan just smirks, praising his fake loyalty. Young Master Wu claims he just loves the food here and wanted to help his buddy, the restaurant owner. He wanted to teach Lin Yan a quick lesson, but our main character goes ice cold, warning that the mastermind is doomed. Wu snaps back, asking what he means. Lin Yan chillingly mentions the emperor ordered him to make ice. So he will break his own bones, blame Wu for the attack, and let the royal guards execute him. He says he is going to love every second. Wu grits his teeth, calling him utterly shameless. Lin Yan tells him to say his final goodbyes, prompting a completely terrified Wu to immediately crack and fold like paper. He confesses the mastermind is Yanwan, the eldest son of Marquis Yongping, begging to be left out of their drama. We cut to the Duke's mansion, where elite guests are arriving with incredibly lavish gifts. A guard announces that Miss Jun Pepe from Duke Jin's mansion gifted 10,000 silver taels. Another guest brings a jade pipe, but when Lin Yan approaches, a guard stops him to ask about his gift. Lin Yan confidently claims his gift is top secret, and he is quickly ushered straight inside the hall. Inside, Ninger is busy greeting guests, but her face lights up when she spots Lin Yan, who compliments her look. But a jealous young noble nearby immediately demands to know who this random newcomer is. Ninger introduces him as Lin Yan, Lord Pingan's son and her close friend. The crowd initially sighs in relief. They think he is harmless, until someone suddenly realizes he is actually engaged to Julia Zhu. Lin Yan can literally feel their burning jealousy. Ninger tries to break the tension and introduces everyone. She points out Wei Yuan, the second son of the prominent and wealthy Wei family. Along with Jin Zio, the Duke's eldest son, and Yang Wan, who is the eldest son of Marquis Yongping. Lin Yan internally calls them a bunch of rotten fish, but outwardly keeps a polite smile to greet them all. Yonggan replies coolly that they will definitely meet again, just as guests start showing off their birthday gifts. A guy hands her a glowing moon pearl, and trust me, you and I will love what happens next. Alright, you and I are diving back in as some guy offers her a level 5 crystal to boost her power. He says she might even awaken again. Linen knows these things are crazy expensive. People start whispering, wondering why they are dropping so much cash on her and what our main character brought. Some dude saw him walking empty-handed, but Ninger quickly defends him, saying he already gave her an awesome gift. Then Linen grins and tells Ninger he actually has a special surprise, making her eyes light up with excitement. Out of nowhere, he sets off a firecracker, shocking the crowd as some guy laughs at his cheap gift. But then a massive wave of rockets shoots skyward, lighting up the night with brilliant fireworks. Watching the gorgeous display, Ninger says it is beautiful while the jealous guys just scoff. They mutter that fireworks are totally basic, claiming the whole show probably cost less than 22 pieces of silver. A girl nearby defends it, calling it magical, but the boys just grumble about girls being easily impressed. Ninger completely ignores them, smiling warmly at Lin Yan and thanking him for giving her the absolute best present. Linen chuckles, knowing the real secret to winning someone over is actually understanding what makes them happy, not flexing. Now watch closely, because throwing cash around like a mindless fool achieves absolutely nothing but empty pockets. Ninger quietly whispers to herself, wishing he was not the son of Ping Nan and engaged to someone else. Lin Yan asks if she said something, but she quickly shakes her head, playing it cool. Later, the rival Yanwan approaches him, fake praising the fireworks show and noting how much Ninger loved it. Linen tells him to drop the act since they are alone, calling him out for pulling the strings behind the scenes. He exposes how Yanwan set up that fight and how his lackey works for his dad, making the guy frown. The rival plays dumb, but Linen just smirks, telling him it is totally fine if he acts clueless. He advises him to cook up a better scheme next time, leaving Yanwan struggling to hold his fake smile. Yanwan tries to play the misunderstanding card, but Lin Yan coldly calls him out for faking it because he cannot strike yet. Taunting him, Linen asks if he is mad yet while flipping him off with absolute savage energy. That completely triggers the guy, turning his face red right before Sundali runs over to ask how he did. Linen asks if the other tasks are done, and Sundali confirms everything is locked and loaded. I know what you're thinking, but this minor setback pushes Yang Wan over the edge, swearing our hero has a death wish. Back at his place, Linen reflects on his purchase of 10 Tier 2 exotic beast crystals. They set him back a massive 1,000 silver pieces, but provoking his rival was worth every single coin. To keep his strength locked at the second awakening tier, he immediately begins absorbing energy from the very first crystal. One crystal is not enough, but luckily he has plenty more ready. The next morning, while walking outside, his dog sniffs around and seems to communicate that he smells some delicious chicken. The pup suspects another dog is invading their turf, but Lin Yan taps him, saying he has got a special mission instead. He promises a chicken treat for a job well done, and the dog immediately wags his tail in total agreement. Meanwhile, we cut back to our villain, whose spy reports that his shady orders have been carried out. Yang Wan demands to know what the spy station near the mansion discovered. The lackey explains that since the party, the main character has not left his house for 7 days, only sending his big dog out. Annoyed, the rival kicks him out, while back at home, our boy Lin Yan is literally dying of boredom. He wonders why nobody is visiting, but his loyal dog alerts him that the front is watched while the back is clear. Just on cue, a guest actually arrives, making him smile as Bishwang steps up. She asks if he was waiting, and he instantly guesses the Empress needs him because her pet is sick again. Shocked, she wonders how he knew, and he explains that spirit beasts are too sensitive to recover quickly after a run. Bishwang is totally impressed, calling him an absolute genius. She admires how deeply he cares for a beast, but he just tells her he needs to grab his tools first. He tells her to head back first, then sneaks out the back, realizing his dog was totally spot on. The path is clear, but meanwhile, his servant heads out the front, wondering how his master speaks fluent dog. You and I have to wonder if the boss is secretly a hound. Alright, you and I are starting with this sneaky spy keeping watch. He is so confused why nobody has left the house in days. Meanwhile, Linen pulls up to the Empress's place. The Emperor is like, dude, are you actually a legit doctor or what? The Empress panics, begging him to check her super weak pet. Linen just plays it cool and humble, saying, Look, Your Majesty, I never went to medical school, but I have raised a ton of pets, so I know their vibes. The Emperor promises a massive reward if he cures it. Linen just nods like, bet, challenge accepted. Your Majesty, this animal is in a terrible mood. I need a private room to check it out. The Empress agrees right away. Once they get some privacy, Linen takes the cat, gives it a little tap, and says, Wake up, you lazy little furball. The white cat gets totally offended, hissing, Who touched me? Linen just crosses his arms like, Who do you think, buddy? The cat Whitus is shocked. Wait, you can actually understand me? Are you secretly a tiger too? Linen laughs, A tiger? Bro, you are literally a cat. The cat snaps back, You're the cat, your whole family is cats. I am bailing a proud tiger. Linen realized these fools kidnapped a tiger. Man, this tiny kitty is absolutely furious. Bailing sighs, totally exhausted. Linen softens up, telling her he gets the struggle and is going to help her out. She looks at him curious. You seem nice, will you come play with me later? Linen just smiles. Sure, I will play with you, but you gotta do exactly what I say. Time to put on a show. Now pay attention because outside the Emperor is reassuring his worried wife. Right then, the door swings open. The Empress demands to know how her baby is doing. Linen bows respectfully and asks what the cat usually eats. A maid chimes in, saying they feed her top-tier fish and strictly watch her healthy diet. But Linen shakes his head, saying that is the exact issue. The Empress is baffled, a cat-hating fish, no way. Linen explains, Your Majesty, she might look like a cute little kitty, but she actually isn't one. She is actually from the tiger clan, which is why she hates eating fish so much. Plus, eating the exact same meal every day would make anyone sick of it. She asks what to feed her instead, and Linen suggests chicken, beef, and veggies. Just mix it up regularly. The Empress immediately orders her staff to whip up a fresh meat feast. The gourmet meat arrives and Whitus starts chowing down. The Empress lets out a massive sigh of relief. She is finally eating. Overjoyed, she turns to Linen and invites him to live in the palace. Linen wonders why she is keeping him, but the Emperor instantly shuts it down, saying that is a no-go. Linen can't stay, but he will get a special pass to visit and care for the spiritual pet every day. The Empress agrees, willing to do absolutely anything to keep her beloved pet happy and healthy. Linen adds that her hunger strike was just an excuse. The Empress claims she already knows the real issue. Now here is the part you and I should focus on. Linen explains she needs her actual owner, not random guards. If you personally walk her, she will be fine. Suddenly, Manager Lee screams at him to stop talking nonsense. The Empress is too important and has way too many enemies outside. If something happens, who is taking the blame? Linen bows and apologizes, but the Empress cuts in with a super firm voice. He is right, I want to leave this palace too. The Emperor sighs and finally gives in, letting her go. He orders a small, low-profile guard team because anything could happen out there. Linen is secretly amazed. He never thought the Empress would be on house arrest like this. He tells her he will go prepare. They agree to meet in an hour at Moon Tower, and she heads off to change her outfit. Linen goes home and asks his talking dog if the spies are still watching. The dog says, "Yep, master." Linen gets an idea and steps outside. The watching guard mutters to go tell the young master immediately. Linen has left the house. Later, he meets the Empress. She gently tells him to drop the royal titles and call her madam. Taking Whitus outside has made the pet so much happier. Whitus winks at Linen, bragging about her top-tier acting skills. Linen laughs, calling her the most talented tiger he has ever met. Other beasts completely ruin the performance art. The Empress then asks, "What do we do now?" Linen explains the poor pet has been cooped up inside for way too long. "Madam, how about we take her for a normal, simple walk?" The Empress is totally stunned. A walk? I have never gone on a walk. Trust me, you and I are going to find out what happens next, so stay tuned. Stick around, y'all.